All right, good morning, everyone. It's Dima Khoury with Compass in Burlingame. So today is September 24th, 4 days left in September, and so far the real estate market in San Mateo County is on fire. And I'm going to show you more information later. And so today I'm bringing you fresh update on last week's market update in San Mateo County and in general what's happening in the US market. So to start with, interest rates, we're still at historic low, 2.88% for a 30-year fix. So if you're a buyer thinking of buying, this is a great time to buy. Property values are very stable. They're going up on a range of 4 to 6%, yet the interest rates are low, which gives you power to your purchase. And if you're a seller, knowing that there's very low inventory and there's so many buyers on the market, and buyers are kind of aggressive now, they want to lock in low interest rates. So this is a great time to put your property on the market if you're in San Mateo County. So let's look also at, let me show you some charts on house activity in the US in general. Okay, so this slide shows us that the home buyers traffic jumped again in July, up to 61, almost 61% year over year. So we can see that the Northeast are on fire, around 77% above last year. We are in the West about at a percentage of 57%. And now looking at how much back to normal the market is in general in the US. So we can see that California, we're at 77% back to normal in terms of activity, real estate market activity. Now this slide shows us how much inventory do we have, or the change in inventory year over year. So we can see that almost all the US states are struggling from low inventory. Looking at California, we're at around 42% lower than last year in terms of inventory, keeping in mind that last year we also had low inventory. So you can imagine the amount of activity we're experiencing every time a property hits the market. Now, this is a very interesting slide which shows us the original pandemic forecast versus the current forecast. So Fannie Mae, they were originally expecting property values to increase at 0.4%, yet today they're expecting 4.4% property values to increase. And these projections or forecasts are for this year. Now, Zillow, they were expecting property values to drop 3%. Yet today, they're forecasting that it's going to increase in value 3.6%. Now, CoreLogic, if you remember, they were the only outlier with their projections, forecasting 6.6% property values to drop. Yet today, they see that property values, or they're expecting property values to increase 0.6%. Now let's look in general at all the projections. So they vary from 4.4% in increase in property values down to 0.6% with CoreLogic. And some people expect property values in the next 12 months to drop 1.1%, which is not very much. So we still see a lot of positive projections for the coming or remaining few months this year, which is great news for both buyers and sellers. Now, let's look deeper into the real estate market in San Mateo County and what's going on, or what has been the activity during last week. So the number of properties that came on the market in total are 206 properties, and 150 of them are single family homes. And the properties that went in contract are 153 properties, and 118 of them are single family homes. And the number of properties that sold or closed escrow are 112, and 89 of them are single family homes. So we can see that there is more activity on the single family homes on the peninsula in San Mateo County. Now, the number of properties that came off market between expired, canceled, or withdrawn are 37 properties, and 17 of them are single family homes. Now, looking at the absorption rate, which is how many months, or it projected how many months do we need to sell all the inventory that's currently on the market based on the current activity. So we can see that we need 1.25 months to sell the current properties that are on the market, which is very low number, and it reflects a big time seller's market. And again, anything below 4 is a seller market, and we're at 1.25, so which is big time seller's market. Now let me share with you again my screen to show you charts, putting these numbers into perspective of previous months and last year's activity. So this chart, I wanted to bring this back from last weekend's update, which is week 3 of September. We were at inventory around 500 properties that came on the market, yet this week we jumped above August, so we're almost 720 properties that came on the market. So and this is the highest months in this year in terms of number of properties coming on the market. So we're seeing more and more sellers that are encouraged to go on the market, and it is such a great time to sell now. And in comparison to previous year or last year, we can see that September is way higher than any other year, and even it's higher than last September. So last September we were at 620, now we're at 720, so which is good. And looking at the days on the market, we can see that it's very similar to last week's update. So we're at around 22 days, which means that it's taking properties 22 days to sell. And this is a good number in comparison to last year. So it's higher than May and June, yet it's way lower than last year's numbers. So which means that properties are selling faster. Now, the average price per square foot or the ratio of price per square foot, which shows us how much is the market stable or property values are stable. So we can see there's very much stability in terms of property values, and this is for single family homes. And September, it was like one bit lower than August in terms of price per square foot. And now comparing this to last year, we still see that it's very much stable, and even it's higher than most of the months except for March this year. So this is so far what's happening in San Mateo County and in general in the US. So this shows us that this is really a great time to sell. You can imagine how much activity we have when we put a property on the market. There's a lot of demand. A smart buyer would be someone who really, if you're ready to buy, this is such a great time to buy. If you're a seller, not sure whether to go on the market, how to sell in this market, and then how to maximize your sale, please feel free to reach out. I'll be more than happy to give you more information about your neighborhood, your property, or about anything with regards to the sale or marketing of your home. So I'll leave you now. Please be safe and have a wonderful weekend.